Hi, my name is Lindsay Young. I'm a special educator, educational consultant, and part-time faculty at a university. My passion and my area of expertise is adolescent literacy and dyslexia. If you're here, hopefully it's because you've used WordBuilder Intervention. WordBuilder Intervention is a free instructional tool that helps striving readers break down, build, and spell multisyllabic words. And teachers have shared that they love WordBuilder, but they really want to be able to use their own words. So this app is in response to that request. We have taken one page from the WordBuilder app, the build page. And what we've done is added all the prefixes, all the suffixes, roots, digraphs, consonants, and vowels. To clarify, this is a web-based app. So I have the icon on my desktop. I could just click and open. The students have the icon or the app saved on their iPads and Chromebooks. So they click and open, enter their name, and they get what's called the open board. The open board allows them to build words like duck, shun, reduction, and change words, production. In this way, we engage in generative morphology. This is the most basic use of the word building board, but today I'm going to show you two more ways to use it and customize the board. I can deselect all, and then I can just choose roots that I have been working on with my students. I'm adding the variants here for spelling. I can go in here and I can add some prefixes. And I can go over here and I can add some suffixes. And I have a list in mind that I am working from. Let me choose a couple more. I can also change the background color and make the font bigger because as you see, look at this streamlined board that was created. So now it's very easy for my students to find the patterns they're looking for. So I might say to my students, hey, we've been studying a couple of roots. Can you select the root that means to break? And hopefully they select rupt. Every time I build a word, I want to click the check because then it will save it in my build list. Can we change rupt to disrupt? Disrupt. Can we change that to mean that it happened yesterday? What suffix would I add? Yeah, ed, disrupted. Good job. Can we change disrupted to disruption? Oh yeah, and then notice we're going to use the variant disruption. So let's stick with disruption. I want to show you some more features. So I can have my students cover it and I have them check for mastery, meaning spell the word disruption. Yay! And I got it right. Now I can also have them write down here. And I can also expand on the meaning of disruption. So let's go ahead and use it in a sentence. Now, we're reading the book Hatchet, and Brian was sleeping in his tent, and he experienced quite a disruption when a porcupine broke in. So we could write about that. Brian was disrupted in the middle of the night by a porcupine. And I can display my sentence. So if I'm working with a larger group, the students can hold their iPads up and I can see it. Now I can go back to the word and I can say, you know what? How do I make this? How do I turn disruption into interruption? Interruption, and inter means between. So now we're breaking in between something. So maybe I want to connect it to meaning again, but I don't want to do another sentence. I want to do a web. So I have interruption, that's my word. And I ask my students, can you think back to this morning? You were in a deep sleep. What was the first interruption you experienced? My alarm clock. Yes, exactly. Um, let's see. Let's think about another interruption. Oh, I was trying to tell my best friend something and the teacher started talking. Yes. Yes. So, telling my best friend a story and teacher interrupted. And I can say, well, what's the opposite of interrupting? Well, maybe going with the flow, waiting my turn. Yeah, I can also make connections to the parts of words. So I can ask students to think of other words that contain interrupt or shun. So here we'll do other words with abrupt, disrupt, rupture. Okay, and then I can display my web of connections, and it looks something like this. There's one final way that you can customize this. So say you do not like this list at all. It doesn't serve your instructional purposes. So I'm going to create a custom list. And in this case, I'm going to give an example of words that we're studying in Hatchet, my vocabulary words. In chapter 15, we're just for one day, we're looking at stabilize, exasperated, and the last one is retrieved. Okay, so I'm going to add those three words, but then I do want my students to spell them. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to add the prefixes and the suffixes that would allow them to do so. I see an R-controlled vowel in there. Okay, so now I can save the unit and I can get my code. So I'm going to put Hatchet chapter 15 and put my name, my email, and then I don't have to put my, okay, and then I'm going to save the unit and get the code. And here's the amazing thing. The code appears. I can copy it and I can load my custom list with the code. Guess what students are doing? They're also loading this custom list on their devices. So now we can engage in vocabulary instruction with those words. I can have the students build the words, spell the words, and use them in a variety of sentences. And look, next time I log on, I'll have my open board, but I'll also have this board, Hatchet, chapter 15. And please note that students' work is saved on their local device. Okay, I hope you enjoy the word building board.